Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today's video is going to be very interesting, so don't go anywhere.
I believe a whole life is not enough to understand someone's true nature and character. We all have two-faced personalities. Well, the one side is visible to the world. But what about the other side? Well, we don't want to reveal the other side of ourselves to the world. This hidden personality creates big disappointments in life, especially when it comes to the matter of love and relationship. Astrology has always guided us in all aspects of life, and today, with the help of astrology, we are going to explore how we can really reveal the true nature of your life partner as well as the foundation of your relationship.
We have already talked about Darakaraka, the planet with lowest degrees, and how this planet helps you to reveal the true nature of your spouse. But just analyzing Darakaraka is not enough. We need to go further. We need to decode the seventh house. So today we are going to dive a little deeper and further, and we are going to decode the seventh house of your Rashi chart as well as the D9 chart, your Navamsha chart also. And yes, what is the role of Jupiter and Venus in a marriage? Well, Jupiter represents the husband in a woman's chart, and Venus represents wife in a man's chart. So we're going to talk about the role of these two planets in a marriage. And thirdly, certain planetary placements or combinations which can actually reveal about the true foundation of your relationship, whether it's love or infatuation or just the desire of intimacy. So there's lots more things to talk about. So let's begin with the video.
So let's begin with the Karaka of life partner. Well, Jupiter represents the husband in a woman's chart. Jupiter represents children, family, wealth, and overall it's a planet of expansion and prosperity, and therefore it indicates a husband in a woman's chart. The sign, the house, and the nakshatra placement of planet Jupiter holds the key to all secrets. Suppose Jupiter is placed in the sign of Aries, therefore it represents a very dynamic, active, and a passionate spouse. Jupiter placed in the sign of Taurus represents a very romantic and caring spouse. Any kind of association of planet Jupiter with, suppose, planet Saturn represents a very mature spouse. So overall, you have to see the sign placement, the house placement, and is there any kind of association of planet Jupiter with other planets. So all these things do influence the true qualities and the nature of your spouse. Now let's talk about planet Venus. Venus represents the wife in a man's chart. Venus represents marriage, it represents love, and it's a planet which exhibits feminine qualities. So definitely Venus is the wife in a man's chart. And again, just like Jupiter, you have to observe the sign placement, the house placement, the nakshatra in which Venus is placed. So, and even the association of planet Venus with other planets can influence a lot on the qualities and the nature of your spouse. Suppose like Venus in Scorpio can give a very passionate spouse, but again it also gives a very hideous nature also. Like Venus in Cancer gives a very caring and a loving spouse. So you have to see all these things to come up to a conclusion to reveal the true nature of your spouse. Now let's understand how to analyze the relationship between you and your partner. Well, for that you need to see the placement of planet Venus. Venus represents love, Venus represents marriage. So whether you're a man or a woman, you need to see the placement of planet Venus and whether it is associated with other planets also. So you have to see the dignity of planet Venus and also its association with other planets, and also most important thing, the planets which are associated with your 7th house, whether they are sitting in the 7th house or there's some kind of connection, your 7th house have some connection with a particular planet, all these things have to be seen. Suppose if Venus is associated with planet Rahu, it represents excess of sexual desires, or maybe someone who is very possessive about his or her spouse. If Ketu is associated with planet Venus, it represents a spouse who has very hideous and secretive personality. These people keep secrets in marriage. And if your Venus is associated with planet Moon, it indicates a spouse who is very caring and loving, someone who have mother-like qualities. So this is how you're going to analyze the dignity of planet Venus. All these things will help you to understand the relationship you share with your spouse. Now, how can the 7th house of D1 and the D9 chart, that is the Rashi and Navamsha chart, can help you to analyze the qualities of your spouse or the nature of your relationship? Well, the 7th house of D1 chart represents your choice in a relationship, something which totally attracts you, something you are actually seeking. So it's more of like a cover of the book, but what lies within the book? Well, the 7th house of D9 chart will help you to reveal the true contents of the book. The 7th lord of the D9 chart reveals the true nature of your spouse. It represents the physical and the mental qualities of your spouse. It represents your partnership with your spouse. So, firstly, you have to see which planet is the ruler of the 7th house, and this thing can really help you to reveal the true nature, the very core nature of your spouse. Suppose Sun is the lord of the 7th house, so it represents a person who is highly dignified, egoistic and dominant person. If Mercury is the lord of the 7th house, it represents someone who is very logical, intelligent and witty. If Moon is the ruler of the 7th house, it represents someone who is very emotional and caring. If Venus represents the 7th lord, then someone who is very passionate, loving and romantic. If Jupiter rules the 7th house, it represents someone who is very rational and someone who acts like a guide, like a teacher to you. If Saturn represents the 7th house, it indicates that your spouse is someone who is very matured and handles everything in life quite practically. So this is how you are going to understand, like, the planet which rules your 7th house in your D9 chart is very important tool to analyze the true nature of your spouse. Now, the second thing you need to see is the placement of the 7th lord of your D9 chart in your Lagna chart, that is your D1. So you have to see where is the 7th lord of your D9 chart placed in the D1 chart. Now, what does it reveal to you? Well, it represents the qualities of your relationship, the qualities which help you to hold the relationship, and because of which the two people are together. It is something which binds you in a relationship. For example, if your 7th lord of D9 chart is placed in the 5th house of your D1 chart, it represents that children are acting as an anchor in your relationships. The children are holding both of the people together in the relationship. So this is how you can analyze the ruler of your 7th house in D1 chart. And finally, one of the most important thing, how to analyze the behavior of your spouse towards you. Well, for that you have to only focus on the D9 chart. Look at the ruler of the 7th house and its sign placement and the house placement. You have to see the nakshatra also, where the 7th house ruler is placed, and the conjunctions, and of course the aspects on it. So all these things will really help you to understand how your spouse is going to behave with you.
So this is how you're going to analyze the true personality, the nature and the qualities of your spouse. And if you're new to my channel, do subscribe and do hit the like button. And yes, stay connected. Goodbye.